over the all over the uh, world. Oh, what is that? I'm sorry, something has happened. Where was I? Yeah, here. Okay. Okay. So all over the world, district grant portion is reducing. Now, you know the district grant is meant only for local community projects, local community projects. If I am stationed in Goregaon, if Goregaon slums need something, I apply for district grant and I get it. Now, this consequently is going to affect our community work, which previously, especially for the smaller clubs, this is going to affect more. But that is for the leadership to take a call. I'm just informing you, suggesting to you why this change has occurred. The next change which has taken place is a rollover of unused DDF. Now, fortunately, in 3141, rollover is not there. What is a rollover? That if a governor is not able to consume the whole DDF which has come to him, 50% or 50% DDF which comes, he's not able to consume it in global grants, and then that additional which is remaining would go and add into DDF of the next year. That is called as rollover of funds. So this will be done only for 5 years. Now for us, this is no problem. But for foreign countries like US and UK and Germany and Japan and others, they don't have projects. They don't have a lot of global grants also. There, after 5 years, they will be asked whether the additional rollover fund, whether they want to shift to Polio Plus or any other fund or endowment fund. And if they don't opt for it, that will go automatically to World Fund, bolstering World Fund's contribution to grants. So this is an important change. The first DDF rollover will be in 1st July 2020. Obviously, it's a 5-year rollover. So we are in 2021, 2026 it will rollover. This is not for us because we always consume. We have a lot of projects. We always consume all our DDF. So that's a very good thing that our Rotarians are really community minded, service minded, and that's what it happens. And that is very, very important. And I'm very proud of our district because we use each and every last cent of DDF. Now, there is a temporary pause in grant approvals. What has happened that now Rotary is transitioning to the new financial management. So please take a note of this. All grant payments of the existing grants will be paused between 18 June to 19th July. You may be asked this question as district chairs. So please understand this point. So all grant payments will be paused from 18 June to 19 July. Not only that, grant approvals will be paused from 25th June to 19th July. So we are talking about 30th June. Now it has been preponed to 25th June. So approvals will not come to you after 25th June. Now this is today morning I have received this information. I have just put it because you should know. But what is the exception? That only global grants for scholarships and grants without World Fund now will be now and 25th June. So that is an exception. But that is a welcome exception, and that is what is important for us to realize. So my final slide is to appeal to all of you to give to annual fund. Remember, there are different types of giving. Though this is not my subject, I wanted to put this into this. So we have endowment fund, we have planned giving benefactor with you, we have Polio Plus fund, we have restricted giving for approved global grant, and we have restricted giving for term gift and CSR. The term gift and CSR are really booming, if I have to say so. There are AKS members who are term gift and CSR members. They are large donors who preferably give because they know that once they give to this restricted giving, money comes back in the same district, not after 3 years, but immediately. It comes to immediately. Similarly, the approved global grant also the same story, restricted giving. We need to have a balanced outlook, and it's important. I'm going to appeal to all of you because 3 years down the line, if we want our district designated fund to be strong, then annual fund has to be bolstered, and it's only responsibility, and I'm going to use this word responsibility, but not only responsibility but duty of each one of us to give it to annual fund. If we understand this point, then I think global grants will continue to flow. Global grants will continue to do good in 3141, and this is what we want: large grants, large number of beneficiaries, and that's what it's all about. So thank you so much. Let's connect. My numbers are all there. I'm a gynecologist. I always keep on saying that people call me, the patients call me at any given time, but for Rotary, please don't call me after 12 midnight. Otherwise, I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bal. Really appreciate your new changes. We actually enlighten us with the latest changes. It's up to date of today's date also. Thank you very much for your information sharing with us. Friends, let's welcome DISC Dr. Kulkarni, Jain Kulkarni is with us. Then our DRSC PDG Ajit Gupta is also amongst us. And our couple of new team members, Manish Gani, Radhika, are going to join us. Manish is already here. So I welcome all of you again. And now I'll call upon our next speaker, Dr. Suhas. So Dr. Suhas is one of the experts. Dr. Suhas, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So he's going to discuss with us the steps of sustainability. Dr. Suhas, the floor is yours. In case you want to share in PPT, please, you have code sharing rights.
No, I didn't make sense tonight. Anyway. So respected District Governor-elect Rajendra Agarwalji, PDGs Bal and Ajay, fellow Rotarians and friends. Somebody asked me how to do global grant. So I told him, just dream about it. Without a dream, RCF Chicago would not have been formed. Without a dream, Rotary Foundation would not have been created. Without a dream, billions of people would not have been saved of polio. And it is that unique ability of Rotarians to follow their dreams to the fruition. So what is sustainability? Sustainability means providing a long-term solution to communities' problems, which community can look after themselves after the global grant ends. So why sustainability? Because when you end the global grant, you don't want to leave the community. I mean, would you like to leave the community with respect, dignity, leadership, and opportunities, or you want to leave them into dependency? So there are 6 pillars of sustainability. They call it knowing a community, encouraging local ownership, etc. But I just analyze it and I put it this way. The first is community assessment, community participation, and community training. These are the first 3 pillars. So let us understand the first thing. You want to do a project, you go to the community, please meet the community. Do they want that project? Because sometimes you want to do the project, but the community is not interested in it. It has happened in one country that they wanted a school, they gave them a football field. They created a nice field, and after 1 year when they came, the entire field was destroyed because they were not interested. So first understand the need of the community and then do a community assessment, which is compulsory. I won't go into the assessment because somebody is going to speak about it. So that it is the most important part, that you meet the community, try to analyze the members, because you have adults, children, professionals, young people. So you are trying to understand the strength and weakness of the community, because you are, while meeting the community, you are also trying to identify the people who you feel are going to look after the projects in the future after you leave. So once the community accepts the project, that is what is called embracing the project. So comes the community participation. Once your community participation is confirmed, you are now going for a community training. Now the community training will only come when you have already identified those people. So you are not wasting time, because during assessment, you have already done your work. So now you are going to identify those people, and along with the project, you are going to give them education and you are going to give them training. Also, by talking to the community, you are also analyzing what are going to be the outcomes of this project. It means the measurable outcomes are being projected before the project starts, because most of the time you have to submit that what is going to be the benefit of this project to the community. So if you are not able to project, so that projection will come only when you do the community assessment. So the community assessment now is made compulsory and has to be done. Before it was not compulsory, but now it is compulsory. Now the next, most of the people, they find that this particular assessment, participation, training, and all that they hear, and they are afraid to do the global grant projects. That is one of the big deterrent to the project. So I would say that when you give time, you touch lives. When you give resources, you uplift lives. But when you give time and resources both with love and compassion, you yourself become gift to the humanity and gift to the world. Now we come to the next three pillars. One is local purchase, local funding, and measurable outcomes. So we come to the local purchase. Now, when you purchase the equipments, try to purchase, if possible, locally. Of course, there are some you may have to import or some you may have to go to some other cities, because the maintenance and repair and after sale service becomes very crucial. And for the community which you are living in, say, small B1D, this, that, for them, for maintenance and repair, they must be independent now. They should be able to approach that local vendor. So introducing to the local vendor, how this is done, all this become part of the project, because the project is not 1 year project. It is going to be 5-year project. It's going to be 6-year project. People are not understanding that sustainability is looked from that point of view. It's not that my year, my project. No, it's ending there now. The global grant project demands this kind of commitment. Next comes is the funding. Now you can take funding from Rotary, you can take from non-Rotarians, you can take from organizations, you can take from CSRs, but the most important is a benefiting community should not give donation into the project, because that is not allowed. Benefiting community can collect their funds separately for the future expenses which will come after the grant funds are over. So for the maintenance for the next year, after the Rotarians have left, they can collect their funds simultaneously, no problem. But benefiting community should not donate anything to the project. Also, the project should be benefiting the community and not to the any organization which is participating totally. So that you have to keep it in mind, that the final beneficiary has to be the community at large. Then comes the most difficult one, measurable outcomes. Now the measurable outcomes, there are different areas of focus, as you all know. There is water and sanitation, and there is maternal child health, there is education, there is disease prevention, environment, peace and conflict, and so on. So these 7 areas of focus has different measurements. Now, when you do the project, you have to apply your mind, because there is something called direct benefits and there are something called indirect benefits. For example, I say I'm going to give you drinking water. I have 20 people benefited with drinking water, but along with that, their hygiene improved, their health improved. Okay, so there is an indirect benefit in other sense, that the disease has come down and other things. So similarly in medicine, if I'm doing 25 surgeries, I start a department and we say, okay, we did 25, but I also saw 100 patients in the OPD where 75 patients were advised that they can operate it later. Some didn't require a surgery. So there is an indirect benefit is also going off that department creation. So you have to look at both the aspects, that if the 1 million population of the whole area is there, then how much of the community is benefiting? Because we are looking at different types of projects. Somewhere some dialysis machines are given, somewhere cath labs are given, somewhere the water pipelines are given, and education projects. So each one's measurement is different. So I think all the experts of those different areas should know their own measurements, but I would know more of disease management, being a doctor. Okay. And one more thing I want to say is that partnership, though the sustainability criteria don't include partnerships generally, but I feel that your partner, because he brings effectiveness and quality to the project, the organization which is working with you, it also brings technical expertise, training and education. So he's very important partner. For example, you give dialysis machine to a hospital, the hospital becomes a very important partner, because your project will run with collaboration with him. And I found that wherever I went, I realized that everywhere what they did was to continue this marriage between the two Rotarians, two administrators, one doctor, or some combination, 5-member committees were formed for running the project where the other organization is also involved. So what happens is that you are interested in also knowing the measurable outcomes. So they will provide you the data, you will meet. If there are some problems in maintenance, that Rotarians can also raise funds, help them out. But idea is to sustain the project for 5 years. Your only aim that the project should be sustained, because that's what Rotary is looking at. Rotary is not looking at short-term projects, because the Rotary's public image will depend on this long-term sustainable projects. There is one which is going on in Nepal just now, and I'm sure if the minister comes, that will be like a first heart cath labs in the whole 2.4 million people. They have one cath lab. The second, Mumbai has 100. So you can imagine how backward we are. And so these are the sustainability. And finally, I just would like to tell you about from my experience that once I had gone for one of the meetings where community beneficiaries are called, because normally after the project is over, you want to take the beneficiaries and meet them and find out. So they were all called. The mothers came with their tiny tots. They were operated, and we were sitting, and my friend Walter is there, and we were just talking. And at that time, I was like feeling good that I was like an Indian ambassador of goodwill and peace. And I was sitting there looking at them, and then the mother started talking. And when suddenly all the mothers were sitting, I looked into their eyes and I could see imprint of Rotary in their eyes. Trust me, they were looking at me as if I was some messenger of love and hope for them. I was like a bridge between pain and happiness for them. And I realized that essence of Rotary lies in our hearts and not in accolades. Proud to be a Rotarian. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, Dr. Suhas, for giving us a practical tips. I really appreciate your experience also. I'm sure it's going to be beneficial for all of us when we are helping our club to apply for grants in the right manner and taking a cue from what you told us. Our next speaker is going to be Neena Kalraji, who's experienced Rotarian, and she's going to talk to us about the point which Dr. Suhas has left about community needs assessment survey. So again, practical tips expected from Neena. All over to you.
Yeah.
You want to share something?
Yeah,
Your co-host, Deepak is here. He can help you out.
Yeah, I'm sharing. Good evening, everybody. I'll be talking about the community need assessment survey. And like Dr. Suhas just said, that he talked about the community sustainability. I'm going to talk about the need to assess the survey. Now, let us go to the first slide. Types of assessment what we have. Now we can combine or adapt the following 6 assessments to best suit our club resources and the preferences of the community members, like community meeting, asset inventory, survey, interview, focus group, and community mapping. Now, what are the tips for conducting any assessment? First of all, let us remain open-minded. Do not underestimate the community. Do not presume that you know what it needs and what challenges are there. Assumption and presumptions are out. Choose participants carefully. Consider the makeup of the community and ensure you include a diverse cross-section of relevant groups. Include overlooked or marginalized groups. Women, young people, elderly, religious and ethnic minorities are often overlooked. But keep the community's social dynamics in mind and let them feel comfortable. Next. Consider yourself as an outsider. You don't be the part of them and then try to give advices or give your inputs. You are just an outsider. Listen to what they are saying. Even if you live into that community you want to work with, and you are well connected with those group or organization that can introduce you to the local stakeholders. Avoid promising a project before your club makes a formal decision. Don't promise that we will do it for you, don't worry. Okay, don't assure them, don't give any type of assurance. Invite them to take part in your future activities. Empower your stakeholders, speak with them, not at them, and encourage them to help inform decisions. Community meetings. Now, what are community meetings? Community meetings sometimes are called in a town hall or in a public forum or in a informal public forum or informal gathering together where the local residents come together, they voice their concern, express preferences for the community priorities. In this meeting, there should be a facilitator who will lead a discussion on issues related to the community's strengths and potential challenges, and will encourage the attendees to participate. Consider appointing a respected community member or a representative from a local organization and facilitate the meeting. Particularly if it is good if you do it in the regional language or the cultural language, so that the understanding would be better. Before organizing a meeting, you define your objectives and provide training for your facilitator. Okay, let us go to the next. Advantages. What are the advantages if you have these community meetings? You will have people from diverse background, will allow participants to build upon one another's responses. Large group can be involved. You can identify respected community leaders, and there will be significance of discern of the significance of variety of issues, and you can help explore potential solutions. Now, it may also include, it can be difficult to maintain an open, comfortable, relaxed, and it can be difficult to maintain an open, comfortable, relaxed environment. They are the challenges, what you can face. It can be difficult to keep the conversation on topic, maybe influenced by the social constraints, maybe dominated by one or two vocal. You will always observe there are one or two vocal participants who will always assert their opinions. Now, when you are in the community meeting, what you need to do is identify your goals. What insight do you hope to gain from this meeting? Are there specific issues in the community that you want to better understand? Design questions that will provoke constructive answers. You have to go well prepared. Select an accessible location and convenient time for all to come and attend. Promote this event through the community. Be mindful of cultural values and norms that may affect responses. For example, if in some communities, women may not feel empowered to talk openly and honestly in the presence of men. So we have to consider this. We have to consider the level of literacy in the community and other important things. So you can do that, for example, by giving flyers, radio announcements at schools or houses of worship. Prepare a list of questions. Keep your questions simple and concise. If you hear the new concerns, the same issues being raised by the participant, follow up. Set and follow schedule. Set and state ground rules. Otherwise, there will be a lot of confusions. Take notes. Write down the ideas, what the community is suggesting, what do they want during the meeting, what they suggest. And be an active listener. As I said earlier, you have to be an active listener. You do not have to be the one who is imposing his opinion on the community. Ask participants to elaborate. So the follow-up questions, if you don't understand the feedback, ask them to elaborate on their opinions and allow for small group discussions. Certain participants are dominating. This is just what I'm advising that one should do in the community thing. Then point out asking others for the ideas. Body language, encouraging body language and all has to be observed. Be aware of emotional reaction, which is very important. Okay? Do not interrupt or hurt anybody or allow anybody, people get angry, annoyed because their point is not listened, heard. Okay? Keep the meeting on to the topic. Refocus the discussion again if there is something, and make everybody participate. Thanks participants for attending and sharing their feedback. Summarize key findings and outline any action plans moving forward. If a project is identified, consider inviting key stakeholders to assist with the initiative. The second one is asset inventory. An asset inventory identifies the type of resources in the community, whether it is a physical environment, institution, service, events, etc. Especially its people to conduct the inventory. Participants highlight the individual places and things they find valuable, and then document them, analyze their findings, and the results can help community explore how is it. Surveys. Surveys are very popular method of collecting informations and opinions. In this context of community assessment, a survey can reveal the community's perceived strengths, assets, weaknesses, and needs. Surveys can be general or targeted to specific groups. Try to reach as many people as you can, focusing on the key stakeholders in the community. You can administer surveys through email, by phone, or in person. What are the advantages? Multiple choice questions. You can have, one of the survey questionnaires I'm sharing with you. You can have multiple choice questions. Respondents select one or more options from the list. Multiple choice questions work best when you have a fixed number of options. What do you feel? For example, I'm given you here. What do you feel are the most pressing needs in your community? Select any two. Healthcare, quality of education, employment opportunities, public safety, or others. Then give them the rating scale. Respondents rate their opinion, a statement, or a set of statements using a range of feelings or attitudes. To avoid confusion, you must try to frame statement in a positive manner. Instead of saying that the teachers are insufficient or not sufficient, you just say the number of teachers is sufficient. Now here I have given you the example of a survey questionnaire. First point is strongly disagree, somewhat disagree, neither agree or disagree, somewhat agree and strongly agree. And then the questions are put. The number of teachers are sufficient. Are the teachers well qualified? Our school provides a safe environment for our children. And so the questions can be put. This is one of the example of the survey questionnaire. Open-minded ended questions can be there. The respondent answers questions in their own words. The format can elicit more responses, but survey results aren't as easily quantifiable and must be individually analyzed. Example, if you could improve one aspect of your community, what would it be and why? This is an open-ended question. Demographic questions means, example, gender, education, income level can add a context to the response that will reveal trends within a larger population. Example, what is your age? Then they mark on that age. And then comes the next is interview. Interview are one-on-one conversation between a facilitator, that is the interviewer, and the community stakeholder, the respondent, that is the interview. Allow you to gain a deeper insight into the respondent's ideas and his feelings. Unlike surveys, interview gives the facilitator the freedom to veer off. Script and ask follow-up questions, and unlike group assessments such as community discussions and focus group, the respondent has the facilitator's sole attention and is more likely to share personal opinion freely. Then comes the focus group. The focus group is a carefully guided discussion used to determine a target. Group opinions on a particular idea. It can help you determine how the stakeholder believes community issues should be addressed. Conducting a focus group requires careful planning and skilled discussion. Facilitators, most focus. Hanji, there is nobody here with me. There is somebody else who has unmuted.
No. Last 3 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So here you have the focus group where you have the group and you focus on that group to do it. Then you have the community mapping. Community mapping can reveal different perspective about the community of virtual, any age or educational background. It helps or facilitates activities. It helps you to successfully community mapping exercise will get the participant to identify the community resources, the barriers, and the compare perceptions and importance of various community resources, generate ideas for the community. Before I say thank you, I need to share that one form with you. One form I'm going to share with you and show you that form. Just give me a second. This is the form which you have to put in the Global Grant Community Assessment results. This form. And this form you have to fill it when you are going to have when you're going to fill in for the global grant.
Can't see it, Tina.
Can't see the form?
No.
You can share it on with me. I can give it to the whole group later on.
Just a minute, if I can share it.
Is this what you play with? It is just here and there.
Yeah, correct.
Now you all can see it?
Yes.
Yes. This is the form. Beneficiary community is an institution, groups in the community there would receive a clear direct, and this all that you have to fill in. You have all the details which you have to fill in, who conducted the assessment. So the assessment, conducting the assessment is very essential because it will come into your forms which you have to fill in. And you have to say which method are you using? Are you using the community meeting? Are you using the survey? Are you using the interview? Are you using the focus group? Then you will list the community people who are identified, list the community assets or strength. Everything will come into this form, which you have to fill in and submit while you are submitting your global grant. Okay? So that is why the community need and assessment is very essential. And that is what we need to do it. And because we have to put all that into the form, and which is very important aspect for applying a global grant. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Ninaji, for giving actually practically, as you have showed us the form also of doing the assessment survey. Thank you very much. Our next speaker is going to be our district grant subcommittee chair, very important post, Valmon Agarwalji. Are you there, Valmonji? Yeah, he's here. And you want to discuss with us global grant application and reporting, which include details of DDA support for grants. Very important topic for our team. Thank you. Over to you, Valmonji.
Thank you, Kamlesh. You can share my presentation, no? Kamlesh, you have my presentation, I think. I shared with you last evening.
Can you put it again on chat?
It's on WhatsApp. I shared with the Deepak also.
Deepak, do you have it?
Let me check.
Okay. Good evening, friends. District Governor-elect Rajendra ji, past governors Bal sir, Ajay sir, and Jain sir, and my team of TRF for 21-22. I can call it a dream TRF team. It's my pleasure to be in this team, and there are a lot of senior Rotarians also who will definitely guide us, and we together will make a history in the coming year by applying for maximum global grants and we're collecting maximum TRF collection from our district. Friends, I'm here to share about global grant, and it's very important, I can say, because not only it brings lot of money to the foundation, but also serves thousands of people. And indirectly, friends, it also brings us lot of new members. Whenever we share Rotary with others in community, in buildings and everywhere, we talk about our bigger projects. And what are our bigger projects? Generally, it is global grant projects only. And that helps us to get more and more members in the Rotary. And it also brings a lot of other funds like APF, because not every club is doing global grant, but they share about global grants project with everyone. And many Rotarians contribute to the Rotary Foundation, whether they are doing global grants or not. So indirectly, it helps APF contribution also. So it's very, very important, friends. And the presentation I'm sharing with you all, you can share it with your clubs or your zone, wherever required, because it will help presidents to go for grants, because generally I find the incoming presidents and the team are very new to it. I'm speaking with presidents, incoming presidents since last 3-4 months, and I could realize that they hardly know about the application part. Though we are training them since last 1.5 years, but still they need help, they need support in applying a global grant. So our role is very challenging and very big to motivate and to help support them apply a global grant. Let's have my presentation, which you can share with others. I will share with you all in the group. It's a small presentation. Kamlesh, you are sharing?
Yeah, just downloading it. 1 minute. Of course, definitely I'll share in the group also.
Yeah, I'm pulling it out. I'm pulling.
Yeah. Can we go for the full screen? Okay, thank you. Next slide. Why global grants, friends? In short, I can discuss here that surely it helps us to go for the bigger projects, as the size of the global grant is minimum $10,000. Can you mute yourself, Kamlesh, or anybody? I don't know from where the noise is coming. Can you mute? Yeah. So it helps us to go for bigger size of projects, as minimum size is $30,000. Surely it will be an impactful project because it is a bigger project. Also, it helps us to have international exposure, like our club had now in Russia. More or less, we know each and every club there and the district, because we apply for, we know approach many foreign international partners club, and when we apply 5 or 10 clubs, one of them get interested and join us. In this process, we come to know and we build contact with other international clubs. Global connectivity, of course, a global grant project is partnered by many people, including the district and RI and the international partners. The global connectivity definitely develops while we are applying this global grant project. Next. Now the main part, how to apply a global grant is very, very important. Need assessment already discussed, so I will not touch that. Area of focus will be shared by Arun Chaudhary later on, so I'm not touching it also. Participants also shared by, I think, Suhas or Ninaji, but I can share here, there are many participants. I can start with the host club who apply the grant, and then few other Rotary clubs nowadays also join your grant, because everybody feels, tough and difficult to get international partner with funds. So we have to join hands. So they also become participants in our global grant project. Third, where the project is happening, maybe at school or hospital or community, they also become the participants. And the district and the RI international partner, they are participants in a global grant. The application is not very big, but very, very tricky. We have to read it first completely, then go for typing it or writing it, because the story should be very clear to the RI. हमने देखा हमारे एक्सपीरियंस से कि when a senior expert experienced Rotarian apply for a global grant, hardly there any queries come. Otherwise you have to keep on replying their queries, because you have not created a complete, fair, true story in that. We have applied, personally I have handled more than 18-20 grants, and now I find that the queries are very less, because I come to know what they look into a grant, into an application. So the story should be very clear. हम स्टोरी जो लिखते हैं उसमें जो भी चीजें हम लिखते हैं वो आपस में कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट होती है. Many clubs approached me in the past कि हमारा ग्लोबल ग्रांट अप्रूव नहीं हो रहा है because of many reasons and they are asking so many questions. तो I have gone through their application, तो मुझे पता लगा कि आपने अपनी स्टोरी को कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट किया हुआ है ऊपर नीचे में काफी. तो इट शुड बी वेरी वेरी क्लियर कि आपको करना क्या है, इससे क्या बेनिफिट लोगों का होगा. एवरीथिंग शुड बी वेरी वेरी क्लियर बिफोर अप्लाइंग अ ग्लोबल ग्रांट. Conflict of interest is very, very necessary and important, because Rotary International will not support any grant which is helping Rotarian directly or indirectly. Even the vendors should not be a Rotarian as per RI norms, but we can convince them if the vendor is a very renowned vendor of that product and supplying at a very, very reasonable price. We can convince the RI कि भाई ये सबसे best है and they are helping us for this project. So they approve that. In past we got approval. We applied with Eureka Force, and I think AV Suresh was there. So it was a conflict of interest, but we sorted that out. Next point is budget and funding. Is again very important, friends. While doing everything like need assessment, everything we have done, but budget should be made prepared very, very meticulously. Because ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए बाद में कि हम बजट को बदलते रहें. Rotary do allow some changes in future, but not regular changes. आप बार बार चेंज नहीं कर सकते, और जब चेंज करते भी हैं तो should be very very genuine change. ये because of all these reasons force measure clause ऐसा हो गया. ये नहीं कि आपकी मिस्टेक की वजह से आप बजट को चेंज कर रहे हैं. तो बजट should be made very very meticulously after discussing the lowest offers price and the other costs. Then we should prepare a budget. Funding is also very important. It should be very clear how much club is contributing, how much international partner will give, and other any donor is there other than like CSR fund and all, and how it will come in terms of term gift or like club contribution, case contribution, etc. So it should be very clear. And the DDA part, 15% this year, dream year, we are supporting the clubs. So funding should be very clear. Sustainability is a big issue at RI. Issue mean they take very lot of care in that while approving a global grant. Already discussed, but I can say, friends, they want minimum 5 years sustainability in every global grant. Suppose यदि हमने किसी हॉस्पिटल में एयर कंडीशनिंग की है, तो आपके एप्लीकेशन में 5 साल का AMC होना चाहिए, either from the supplier or from outside. These air conditions will be maintained 5 years by these people or this company. Minimum 5 year sustainability they want in the application itself. Otherwise, lot of queries will come, and later on it will create problem, क्योंकि आपने यदि budget नहीं किया है, your budget will change, and then it will be a problem. The grant will again come to the draft mode. A lot of time will be wasted. So sustainability is very very important. And lastly, authorization. It will be done by your club, and the club who is applying a grant, and the DRFC, district people, and international partner and their district. So a lot of people they read it properly, because we have been approached by international partner many times to clear some issues, some part of that application. So they go through everything. So before authorization, everything has been read by all. So we should apply grant with complete details so that it doesn't waste any more time after applying. Next slide, please. Next slide, Deepak. Yeah, implementation. Role of all partners should be very, very clearly mentioned in the global grant application itself, and they should perform their role as per discussed. जैसे hospital है, they should perform the surgery or the treatment as decided, as budgeted. It is very important. The club should pay the money as committed. There should not be any delay in anything. So, and the international partners should also pay the money on time whenever required. Otherwise, the grant will keep on, getting delayed. Also, if any expertise is coming from the international partner, that should be on time. And here, if we are buying any machine or equipment or anything, that should also come on time, because that is very, very important, friends. The implementation should be done as per we budgeted, we planned. Training and education program is again a very important part. I think someone has shared little bit about it. रोटरी में जो ग्रांट है उसमें एक बहुत बड़ा क्राइटेरिया है उनका कि फ्यूचर में जो हम काम कर रहे हैं, जो ग्रांट जिसके लिए हमने अप्लाई किया है, वो इशू वहां पे ना हो या कम हो. आई कैन गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. जैसे इफ यू अप्लाई फॉर अ कोर्निया ट्रांसप्लांट प्रोजेक्ट, तो व्हाट दे एक्सपेक्ट कि वेयर एवर यू आर डूइंग दिस प्रोजेक्ट, इन दैट एरिया, इन दैट पार्टिकुलर एरिया, लोगों को आप इतना ट्रेंड कर दें, इतना एडुकेट कर दें कि फ्यूचर में वहां पे कोर्निया की, कैटरेक्ट की प्रॉब्लम कम से कम हो. And it is possible, and it is happening in our district also, because we have applied many such grants and educated and trained the local people there for that particular thing. कि ये फ्यूचर में आपको ध्यान रखना है, and we have to submit the photographs and all in our reporting कि we have done this. So it is very important. Generally, many clubs neglect it, and while reporting, they face problem because they don't have any supporting to report. So this should also keep on going along with the grant जो हमने commit किया कि हम इतना लोगों को train करेंगे, educate करेंगे. That should actually happen. Maybe small or big, but it should happen. Selection of vendors very important again. It should be at the best price, best quality, best product. So it is very important before applying कि आप उसमें through हो जाएं, 100% sure हो जाएं कि it is of the best product, the best quality we are buying, or the services we are getting is of best quality. And the involvement of benefiting community is again very important. जहाँ भी हम ये प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं, वो लोगों का इन्वॉल्वमेंट होना बहुत जरूरी है. Suppose we are doing at school, so the school people, the teachers, the staff, they should be involved for the maintenance part as well as keeping it proper and using it proper. So उनका involvement is very, very necessary. Next, communication again is very important with all, maybe cooperative organization like hospital or a school or a village, international partner, other partners, because communication, without communication, you will not be able to execute your project properly. There should be complete transparency, whatever you are doing, because the money has been received from the RI and they want transparency everywhere, from budgeting to spending and reporting. So proper communication should be there with all. And reporting, friends, is very, very important because they are asking a lot of questions, though it's not a tough thing. I already reported many grants, but we should be ready with everything. And how we can be ready? आप प्रोजेक्ट करते जा रहे हैं, साथ साथ में आप उनके सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स एक फाइल. Sorry, if you are doing pediatric heart surgeries, how we do that project? Every day surgery happens. We have decided in advance that there will be 14 documents required by us to the hospital people. We have communicated to them, and before giving you money, before transferring you the money, we need these 14 documents. They send us those documents after taking approval. बच्चे को जब एडमिट करते हैं, they take our approval, and जब सर्जरी हो जाती है, they send us all 14 documents. After that, we transfer the money. Why we want all these documents? Because we have to report it to the RI. After सर्जरी के बाद 2 महीने के बाद हम उनसे डॉक्यूमेंट्स मांगेंगे, it will be very, very difficult, friends. So Reporting is very important. So reporting के लिए documentation is very very necessary कि आप करते चले जाएं साथ में, लेकिन ताकि लास्ट में आपको दिक्कत ना हो. Evaluation, budget and expenditure, it is very important. आप जितने भी बजट किए हैं उस हिसाब से आप खर्चा कीजिए. कई बार खर्चा कुछ ज्यादा हो जाता है, तो RI allows us to put some money from our side also. If required, in that bank account we can deposit without asking them. But if we require RI support, we have to mail request them कि budget इतना बढ़ गया है, how we can go ahead. They will be asking you to deposit the money, but if they can support, which is I doubt they will, it's really tough to increase the budget. But you can mail them and request them and inform them the budget is going up and how we are meeting the extra money required. Measuring success already discussed, but it is required at the end when you are submitting the report. They want to see whatever you have planned, you have achieved that or not. उसमें कुछ कमी तो नहीं है, and how it will be sustainable. Everything they will see. And training and educational program already I have discussed. Next point. Next slide, please. Dream support is very important. This year we have decided 15% DDF against club contribution. Friends, we have limited amount of DDF, as we all know that it is coming down day by day, year by year. So we wanted to support maximum clubs. So we have done 15%. And against this 15%, the RI will give 80%. So in total, the club will get 27% benefit. Means if club contributes $1 lakh, the project will be of $1,27,000. Very simple. But we are giving additional 10% DDF this year against all APF contributions by the club. So वो 10% का benefit भी clubs can take here in their global grant. We will trust the clubs. यदि वो जुलाई में अप्लाई कर रहे हैं और वो हमको कमिट करते हैं कि हम इस साल 25,000 APF देंगे, तो we will trust them and हम उसके सामने $2,500 हम उसको उनके global grant में extra दे सकते हैं, subject to Rajendra ji's approval, no doubt. So this is extra benefit. ये benefit के साथ में the matching, total matching of DDF and RI can go up to 1.36. 36% extra clubs को मिल सकता है. One club, one GG. But if we have surplus fund, after a few months, the committee will decide and can allow the second global grant to any club. The club will get 100 citation points on application and 500 district citation points on approval of a global grant project. Next slide, please. RA guidelines are very clear. Minimum size should be $30,000. Bal sir already announced all these things. 15% international partner contribution is must. But if you are applying with a term gift, international partner contribution is not mandatory. 80% matching by DDF, by RA against DDF, and they will be taking 5% processing and administrative charges. Next. Yeah, here I can give you 2 or 3 examples. If we apply a global grant without a term gift and club contributes $50,000, the international partner contribution will be around $10,500. The DDF will be $7,500 and RI will make $6,000. Total will be $73,750. I have calculated the international partner contribution on club contribution and DDF and international partners contribution. उन तीनों का मिला के जो contribution होता है उसके ऊपर 15% international partner का contribution होना चाहिए. It's a little tricky while calculating it. आपको 2-3 बार calculate करना पड़ेगा. Then you will come to the exact figure. International partner is said 15% is required. All other things are already said. Option 2. Next slide. Yeah, here we are applying a global grant with a term gift. The club contribution become 20,000, term gift 30,000. The international partner here is not, contribution is not mandatory. Though we will be requiring an international partner, their name will be there, everything will be the same. They will also authorize the global grant, but their contribution is not mandatory. DDF will be 7,500, international RI matching will be 6,000. The grant side will reduce because we are not having any international partner contribution. So it will be 63,500. Next. Option 3 is with additional DDF of 10% against the APF. The club contribution is same, 50,000. International partner contribution is same, The DDF is 10,000 because the club has committed 25,000 APF. तो उसका 2,500 एक्स्ट्रा DDF मिल गया और उसके सामने RI मैचिंग भी मिल गया. तो वही सेम अमाउंट से then now the global grant size is of $78,250. It has been increased by $4,500. So these are the options, these are the examples which we can share with the clubs for their knowledge and reference. Next slide, I think the last slide. Yeah, district grants. Friends, the incoming governor has decided to support 20 service projects in the coming year on first come first serve basis. The minimum size of the project should be $2,000 and maximum size should be $3,000 because the district will match it equal by 1,000 and 1,500 respectively. One club will be allowed for one grant and 25 district citation points will be given on application and 50 will be given on approval. So we want to support the small size of clubs who want to go for smaller projects, nearby projects, local projects. As Bal sir said, हमारे slum में या आसपास में जो है, we want to support minimum 20 projects. If we have extra funds, we'll see that, but we will be supporting definitely 20 service projects. So friends, thank you very much for your patience hearing. And our team is there. We all are one, I can say, for the next year. Let's work out our best and try for the maximum TRF collections and the global grants in the dream year. Thank you very much, friends.
Thank you very much, Valmohan. A fantastic presentation. Friends, I'm going to share this presentation with all of you later on. Maybe Valmohan also can share on a WhatsApp group, which can be shared with the clubs. And of course, you can take a more explanation in case you want separately from Valmohan also. Our next speaker is going to be Radhika Mehta. She's going to discuss with us very important topic. Yeah.
I missed one important point. As per RI rules, the clubs has to attend grant management seminar already that we have done, and we are emailing MOU to all the clubs by Monday, and they have to send it very soon to us because we have to upload this MOU to Rotary org or before 30th of June. So it's very important. So on Monday, after approving it, Rajendra ji se meri baat chal rahi and I'm sharing the detail with him. We will be sending to all the clubs, and let's make sure that all clubs fill it and send it back to us on time. Otherwise, we'll not be able to upload on the Rotary org. So it's a mandatory condition from RI for a global grant. Thank you.
It's a very valid point Valmohan ji has raised. All our zonal chairs and co-chairs, please keep a tab on what Valmohan is sharing because we are the interactor. We are going to interact with all the presidents and motivate our respective zones and talk to them and apply, motivate them to apply in the right manner. So please take a note. That's why this team meeting is also called. One of the purposes is that we have to be active. Whenever there is some information come from district side, please talk to respective presidents within your group and ask them to do the needful immediate. So next topic again, Radhika ji is going to share with us on the criteria of areas of focus. These are the topics, 7 topics which he will discuss with us and which are going to be very, very important for applying under various grants. Radhika ji, over to you. You can share your hosting.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kamlesh. Good evening, District Governor-elect Rajendra ji and the entire team. I'll just share my presentation. Can you see it? Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to talk about the areas of focus because all our global grants will revolve around the 7 areas of focus. So first, what is Rotary's vision statement? We need to understand that very clearly, that together we see a world where people unite and the action to create lasting change across the globe and in communities and in ourselves. So the main purpose of the Rotary Foundation is doing good in the world. Which are the areas of focus? Just to reiterate, peace and conflict prevention and resolution, disease prevention and treatment, water and sanitation, maternal and child health, basic education and literacy, economic and community development, and the last one, the newest one is environment, which will be from July 1st, 2021. So what is the main policy statement? That the Rotary Foundation processes grants efficiently and extremely diligently to ensure that the quality of the projects which are funded by grants is impeccable. All grant requests must comply with this policy statement and should be related to the intended area of focus, which is one of the 7 areas of focus. Project planning is, of course, the responsibility of the host club or the district in case of a district project. So the first area of focus is peace building and conflict prevention. Rotary supports the training, education, and practices related to peace building and conflict prevention through initiatives that help transform conflict in our communities and in other parts of the world. So what is the purpose of this focus area? It enhances the capacity of individuals and communities to transform conflict and areas and create peace, training of community members, providing services that help integrate vulnerable populations into the society mainstream. It improves the dialogue and community relations and determines how best to manage these resources. So what is the eligibility criteria for such global grants? There should be group activities, including workshops and training, education for the youth in constructing ways to prevent and manage conflict, training camps or campaigns that address conflict or the risk of conflict resolution, legal, psychological, social, rehabilitative services, everything and anything that helps to integrate all the weaker sections of population into the mainstream of society. What is outside the scope? Peace conferences, any extracurricular activities like programs of music and sports that do not have peace building and conflict resolution as the main activity, these cannot be part of a global grant. Now, our next area of focus is disease prevention and treatment. Rotary supports activities that reduce the causes and effects of disease. Projects that strengthen the healthcare system by improving access to and expanding medical services, providing medical equipment, or training of healthcare personnel. This is a very important focus area because a lot of our projects, I would think more than 50% of our projects revolve around this area of focus. So what is the purpose and the goal of this area? Improving the capacity of the local healthcare professionals. Of course, prevention of disease and the treatment programs that limit the spread of communicable diseases and reduce the incidence of non-communicable diseases. Strengthening the healthcare systems, providing clinical treatment and rehabilitation. So what is the criteria for a global grant in this area of focus? Disease testing through projects, educating community members and healthcare professionals, providing equipment specifically to offer some sort of services in remote areas where there is no local primary care system, supplying medical equipment to healthcare facilities. Here one must be very careful that when we are doing a global grant that you are giving medical equipment for, there are lots of criteria. You have to satisfy that there is enough power and water supply, the technicians or the people who are operating the equipment are well trained. There has to be documentation that the training will be received. So all this forms part of justifying that you need this equipment. The healthcare system includes public and private sectors engaged in the delivery of these health services. You should also be able to address the environmental hazards related to infection and disease containment. So how are you going to dispose of the medical waste and all such related issues should be addressed. Educating the community and all the personnel involved of how you are going to treat this healthcare issues. Providing life-saving surgeries and surgeries to address congenital problems. This is typically like the heart disease, what we are largely doing in our district. Follow-up care is very important in such surgeries because it's not important just to do the surgeries, but after that, the patients must come for the follow-up treatment to solve the underlying health issue. When you're supplying vehicles and equipment, especially emergency medical services, whether it's ambulance or any such equipment, you have to have the training documentation, ownership, the AMC, all that in place. What is outside the scope of global grants for this particular area of focus? You cannot be doing a global grant to exclusively purchase any furniture or consumable supplies, any medical missions or surgical team trips that do not provide an outreach program, that or any significant capacity building project cannot be done. There are exceptions, but there are life-saving surgeries. It could be the pediatric heart surgeries or some cataract surgeries where we are solving it at ground level where they do not have the facilities. Non-conventional or alternate therapies are also not covered. Any developmental disorders or some specific health issues like autism don't get covered. Nutrition programs, unless they are targeted for malnutrition within the first 1,000 days of the child being born. Any new technology which is not proven with documentation cannot be included in this. Our next area of focus is water, sanitation, and hygiene. So Rotary supports activities that encourage the management and protection of freshwater resources, provide universal and equitable access to safe drinking water, sanitation, and hygiene. The foundation seeks to empower governments, institutions, communities to manage their water, sanitation, and hygiene services through environmentally sound, measurable, and sustainable interventions. So reiterating that what exactly is the goal of this area of focus, that communities must have safe and affordable drinking water. The quality of the water must be protected, and maintaining surface and groundwater resources is very important. Reduction of the pollution, improved sanitation and waste management services, improving the community hygiene levels so as to prevent the spread of disease, and thereby strengthening the capacity of the local communities, governments, and institutions. So what forms the eligibility for such projects? It must ensure access to safe drinking water. The projects must be focused on water supply, storage, purification, treatment, sanitation services. It must be all-encompassing, providing education on the hygiene of the local community, typically hand washing. Therefore, we have this wash stations, improving menstrual hygiene, using watershed management practices to protect water resources, and recharge surface and groundwater resources. Supplying water for crop, livestock, fisheries, all come under this. Of course, it must include teaching whoever the local community and the recipients, all of this that becomes part of your global grant application. What is not included? Any hygiene program that focuses only on increasing the knowledge and providing any standardized information, any one-time education sessions, any single event of community teaching. You cannot just construct any water body or a, let's say a water pump or anything without any education to the community. That does not get included. Our next area of focus is maternal and child health. So here, Rotary supports activities and training to improve maternal and child health to reduce the mortality for children specifically under the age of 5. Projects strengthen the healthcare system by improving access and expanding the medical services, providing medical equipment and training of healthcare personnel. Again, here we reiterate that giving medical equipment without training will not work. There has to be equipment along with the training. There is no point giving something where they don't know how to use it. So what is the goal and the purpose? It should reduce the neonatal and newborn mortality rate, reduce the maternal mortality rate. It must improve the access to essential medical services by having trained community health workers and healthcare providers. So how do global grants become eligible under this? There must be a training or a train the trainer initiative for all such activities under maternal and child health. Projects that provide medical equipment and healthcare facilities, I reiterate, must meet all the criteria where you are giving an equipment. You must justify that there is enough power, water supply. The grant must provide for proof of ownership and operation and maintenance of the equipment. The personnel have received the training. There is a training schedule that you must be able to complete and attach it as part of your global grant. There has to be an education for family planning and other sexual and reproductive health interventions and services available through the healthcare system. Immunization for women, adolescent girls, and children under 5 can also be eligible. Interventions to reduce the transmission and impact of sexually transmitted disease to adolescents and women. Healthcare system, as I said earlier, includes public and private sectors engaged in the delivery of healthcare services. Prevention of mother-to-child transmission of HIV. This is a very important part also that has been included in maternal and child health. Projects that promote breastfeeding and other actions that prevent, reduce, and treat malnutrition. Life-saving surgeries and surgeries that address congenital problems. Projects that address environmental hazards. So as we can see, there is a common thread between most of the areas of focus. What is not included and what is outside the scope in maternal and child health? Medical missions and surgical team trips that do not actually build capacity in the community. Garden projects, one-time projects that just give food supplements, or school-based nutrition programs, building any sort of equipment in a playground of a school. Non-conventional or alternative therapies, of course, cannot be included. Any sexual and reproductive health projects for adolescents, unless they are carried out within the healthcare system and are monitored by licensed medical professionals. Of course, any furniture and supplies of consumables, unless they are part of a larger project, they do not get included. So our next area of focus is basic education and literacy. Rotary supports activities and training to improve education for all children and literacy for children and adults. Here too, the purpose is to strengthen the community's ability to provide basic education and literacy, including adult literacy. There must be an effort to reduce the gender disparity in education. As we know, in the rural areas, girls drop out of school at a tender age. So we must address that through these projects. The eligibility criteria is, of course, improving academic outcomes. They should be identifiable, educating adults in reading, writing, and numeracy skills. So there is a basic level of adult literacy, providing professional development opportunities for teachers with qualified trainer in curriculum implementation, strengthening the basic educational outcomes by providing improved learning materials and facilities, and after-school programs by training the tutors and teachers.
Ji, last 2 minutes, please.
Yes, I'll just
Thank
run
you.
through it. So obviously what is outside the scope is basic infrastructure, and salaries and tuition fees cannot be paid. Anything that does not have a long-term effect, does not have a sustainable effect, cannot be part of the project. The next is community and economic development. Of course, Rotary supports investments in people and communities to alleviate poverty by creating measurable and enduring economic improvements in the poor and underserved areas. Of course, the goal is to increase the capacity of the local leaders, improving access to sustainable livelihoods, building smaller businesses, and addressing gender and class disparities. This is very, very important that gender and class disparities are addressed through these projects. And therefore, the purpose and goal will be addressing exactly the same communities' needs for economic upliftment. The main thing is that the communities, the poor communities should have access to financial services, microcredit, insurance, and therefore training in those areas are very critical. Initiatives for women, leadership training, cooperative and social enterprise development. I will run through just the very, very important ones for paucity of time. What is outside the scope? Obviously, we cannot have one-time projects which do not have a sustainable. So the last and most important is environment. This is a new area of focus from July 1. Rotary will support activities that strengthen the conservation and protection of natural resources and create harmony between people and the environment. So the purpose, goals, and eligibility are quite exhaustive, and basically capacity of communities and local governments to be strengthened, agroecology, sustainable agriculture, fishing, aquaculture, these are the more important areas which will be given focus. And what is outside the scope? Obviously, no beautification or any single event, nature therapy, food distribution program will not be included in this. So in conclusion, projects that do not seek to achieve a positive, measurable, and sustainable impact would not be eligible for global grant funding. A successful global grant project requires a comprehensive and holistic approach to resolve specific issues of the community. These are the three buzzwords that one must remember: sustainable, measurable, and community driven. Thank you very much for giving me the time and attention. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Radhika ji, for discussing very important topic and latest topic. Now over to our Principal 8 TRF, Chetan Desai. Chetan bhai, you please wind up quickly. Maybe we will take it separately for our team. I want to see Ajay Gupta discuss with us.
Okay.
Chetan bhai, quickly, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, quickly. I mean, don't want to take much of time. Friends, very clear message. Good to see so many foundation veterans here. Like, good to see Nirav Shah, who's a passionate advocate of APF. And when we are talking about so many project-based funding, I think APF is you can say the key to the entire Rotary Foundation. Just want to highlight that whenever you go to zone wise, you have club wise goals, make sure that people understand that is doing good your dream? That is the first question I think all the presidents should ask to their members. And I think that's the start that we should have. And also emphasize that this is a very special year because the planetary positions are absolutely favorable. And this dream yoga happens only after 10 years. So last time we had this dream yoga was in 2011 when the RI president and the district governors both were Indian. And right now we have two, you can say, service oriented Rotarians who are at the helm of RI and district. So this also is going to be the special year. Last time we had this, we were number one in Rotary Foundation giving. So I think this has to also be communicated to all the president that this is a special year and you must be working towards achieving a dream goal. Okay. Obviously, we all know about this, that we should not live for ourselves alone, but for joy in doing good for others, right? The trouble starts when we do not have goal. I think Kamlesh is a very proactive leader and with a lot of seniors, definitely. जैसे बोलते हैं कि BJP, why they are so successful? Because they have booth level data. So they know exactly where to catch the voters. If we adopt the same formula, we have 4 zones, and each zone, if the co-chair and the committee decides that, okay, we have to distribute the clubs, and not only clubs, but the individual donors who can donate big amount. So it has to be a donor level effort that I would say. And all the presidents should be equipped with their clubs giving up till now, and should be given the target that you have so many of PHF, so many of PHS, so many of major donors, and these are the people you can target for PHF, PHS, and major donor. I think if we have goal internally, I'm not saying that we have to declare the goal, but if we have internal goals, I think it will help. And so many times it happens that Rotarians, they don't know what is Paul Harris Fellow, major donor, Paul Harris Society. So I've created a universal template for all the Rotarians. So this can, Kamlesh, we can send it to all the club presidents, and we can give them the head start that they understand. PHS is a very simple way of targeting maximum APF, I'm telling you. So how to go about it, we'll discuss it later. Friends, this is very important. I believe that not only for our team, but even the president should be aware of this. Many a time, like my very good friend Hemendra is here, Rotary Club of Bombay North, and we have discussed this many a times, that we always feel that what is in it for me and my project. District मुझे DDF कितना दे रही है, तो my club will donate. Now what happens when you have this kind of an argument? I always wonder that Western countries, if you look at Western countries, by 2000 polio was eradicated. Last 21 years, Western country Rotarians, they are donating to polio fund just to ensure that nobody in India, Pakistan, Nigeria, not a single child go crippled. So we should not have a myopic view of looking at APF. We have to have, a big way of looking at APF fund, that whatever you give, whether it is utilized for your own projects, it's going to go for a good purpose. That mindset has to be there. Okay. So, and again, this golden circle principle, I always believe in, that it's not important that what you do, but you should know the purpose. Why do you do what you do? And what's the purpose? If we are able to communicate that with all the Rotarians of District 3141 in a very special year, that is a dream year, I think we'll be able to garner a lot of support for foundation. How do you do what you do? That can be, one of the things. And everybody knows that why we donate to Rotary Foundation, to do good in the world. But what is the why? The important part of this why, that doing good in the world in a very transparent and a measurable way. Very transparent, and there is a huge credential that Rotary carries. If I have to give fund to if I want to donate to any of the NGOs, I think Rotary comes number 1. So that message has to be given. Okay. And this is what, this is also has to be communicated, that annual program fund is the lifeblood of our foundation. Okay, it gives strength to our programs, and it's a brand identity of Rotarians. Okay, so our foundation programs are identified by Rotarians, supported by Rotarian contributions. Without Rotarians contribution, we cannot have projects. So unless we give to APF, we are not going to get back for our projects. So that is very important point that we have to drive, and it has also administered by Rotarians. We all are Indians, and we know, and I always say that we have to lead by example. And I'm Kamlesh, I personally, this is my belief, that the team that we carry, I think we have to first lead by example, that are we giving at least $1,000 a year? Then I can ask somebody else that, okay, you give. So giving is in our blood. Atharveda says, Yajurveda says, Rig Veda says, even Islam says that. So giving is in our blood. How we communicate this with Rotarians? One challenge that you can, always have with all the Rotarians, all the clubs, that these are the people who are known as greatest of all time people. You have Muhammad Ali, you have Messi, you have Federer. Why they are called that? Because they have left a lasting impact in whatever sports they were belonging to. So you can have this challenge, that you have this opportunity to become in turn. What you are doing is, by contributing to foundation, you are doing good in the world, and you become का पूरा साल का निकालो, and then you say that I will be the highest contributor to Rotary Foundation, my club, in this particular year. So that can be the challenge that we can say. Okay, this is everybody knows this, lowest administrative cost and all that we know. Highlight people like Nirav always says that Ratan Tata is one person that everybody that is a brand ambassador indirectly. If Ratan Tata gives to Rotary Foundation, we relate with Ratan Tata group of companies. So we relate to the philanthropy that Tata as Ratan Tata as individual carries. So this is the branding that we should carry, and we should ask people whenever we approach for bigger funds, to CSR funds and all, that we have people like Ratan Tata, Bill Gates and Rajasri Birla who give to Rotary Foundation. And that gives, I can tell you my story, that I started giving to Rotary Foundation when I came to know that Bill Gates has started this kind of a huge funding to Rotary Foundation, because I'm a Microsoft training partner, and I know that Microsoft is one of the shrewdest organization when it comes to partnership. They will not give you a single penny if you don't deserve it. So if they give, they have checked the transparency. This point has to be given. So 4 steps: identify the potential donors, educate and involve in TRF programs, when, who, how much. Have month-wise targets. See, foundation is something that you have to, every month you have to work towards it, and recognize the donor. Okay, these are things I think everybody is aware. I'm not going to take recognition of clubs. Encourage, very, very important team, that encourage people, encourage club presidents to make the club ERUI 100% PHF club. Only once you have to achieve this 100% PHF club title. Why not in the dream year? Target this. Okay, 100% major donor club is a difficult task. 100% PHS club, I know for sure, Radhika is here, she will vouch that every new member that enters Rotary Club of Bombay Queen's Necklace, okay, they have to give $1,000, Radhika.
Yes, that's right, $1,000.
$1,000 has to become PHS. That is the criteria that the club has set. So it is time for clubs to rethink about how to garner support. And I think once we have this APF and the foundation goals that we have, once the club raises money, contributes to foundation, applies for a grant provides funding for local or international projects, reputation of the Rotary Club grows. So unless you give, you don't get. And this clear message has to be there. I think Balmohan has done a fantastic job in giving additional 10% to clubs who are giving to APF. I think fantastic ploy, and we can highlight that in all the talks that we give. And thank you. So ask people to give a smile. Otherwise, there are certain other ways we can find out. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Principal Lead TRF Chetan Bhai. Now we are friends, we are running short of time, but despite that, I will request our PDG and of course DRFC Ajay to tell us the way forward, way ahead rather. Over to you, Ajay.
Well, I'll straight away get down to business, friends. DG Rajendra and my colleagues from the College of Governors and all my dear friends here, I want to wish you a wow evening, and I'll tell you why it's wow. It's wow because I see an excellent group here who is really going to take TRF's work forward and do something special. I must say one thing, that all the speakers before me have already highlighted everything which I could have said, and Chetan has done my job so well that Chetan, I don't need to speak after this now. But thank you for that excellent information which has been given. This team, I'm here, probably whatever I speak will probably seem like a repetition or a summary of what everybody else has spoken. But friends, I am going to scare you. I've come here to scare you. What I want to tell you is that for foundation, these are the most challenging times. We have never experienced it. I'm a Rotarian since last 28 years. For the last 26, 27 years, we didn't experience anything like that. Foundation was going steady. Money was coming steadily. All the procedures of foundation were steady. But all of a sudden, now we see sudden change happening. So many new things happening on a daily basis and a lot of challenges. Dr. Bal has already informed you regarding the global grants being, because of the transformation to a new system, everything put under temporary suspension. Now, these are challenging times. They're challenging times because for the last so many years, there were some countries who were giving all the time and we were taking, and some other countries were taking. We were taking majorly. Last 1.5, 2 years, all the districts, including the giving districts, have done global grants within the district because they needed because of COVID. Now, we all know that the biggest challenge we are facing today is we do not have adequate for coming from the APF, due to which there is a paucity of funds for giving for the World Fund matching, and that's the reason why it's been brought down from 100% to 80%. Along with that, your DDF, which comes to the district, had also been lopped off by 2.5%. On top of that, whatever amount is given by the club as cash contribution, 50% matching was coming lopped off. So you are facing multiple challenges. You are going to get people asking you, "Main kyun do? Why should I give to the foundation? We will do the project directly." Now, there are certain things you need to make them aware. One is, of course, the fact that the foundation is an excellent tool. And I'm happy that Rajendra and Balmohan have taken out a nice scheme, which is there. We have all had this discussion about this scheme, which is 36% approximately on the maximum side you can get for your global grants. People have been used to getting much, much higher, and that's why there will be some sort of a resistance from people. But you explain to them that the money that you're giving, and that's what Chetan said, and very rightly, the money that you're giving is going for a good cause. Don't only look at money which is coming back to you. Bolo dena hai, to give it in such a way that your right hand doesn't know what the left hand has given. That's how it should be. So if you're only thinking about getting money back, yes, that's one of the things. But think of this, that today we need to strengthen the foundation for our future. Tell them that all these years we were giving to APF, due to which this year we are able to continue doing our projects. All these years we have been doing projects. So if we continue to give to APF, the same situation will come back again. But if it did not happen, if we have a very narrow and parochial view, our view has to be large. Our view has to be more towards giving. So that's one thing, my friends. And the other way forward is that go for the low hanging fruits first. Yes, keep on working on the big stuff. The low hanging fruits is ER-EY. We should try and have 100% ER-EY district. We should try and have 100% PHF district. Now, many clubs, they feel we have become 100% PHF. Now, a few people are not PHF, it's okay. Do not allow them to feel that way. Tell them, please make sure that though the banner is with you, please make sure that yes, truly you are 100% PHF club year on year. So you keep on giving for that. Then you can, these are the low hanging fruits I can talk about. There you can augment the APF because we feel that we should only go for the big funds. Friends, it's the small funds which actually fill up the coffers as far as APF is concerned. If you can get a big one, like Nirav had got Mr. Tata to give to the APF $250,000, and due to which we had an APF of 170,000, 1.7 million, which transformed into 850 million, 0.85 million for our as DDF for our grants, which again transformed into 4 million coming in that year. That was 1920. These all are cascading effects. And these cascading effects is what we have to aim for. That's what we have to train our people to go for. So you are going to get a lot of questions. You're going to have a lot of challenges. But I see a group here which is capable of handling all these challenges, which is capable of explaining that yes, when the times were good, we were doing so much more. Now the times are tough, doesn't matter. We can still do so much more. Now here is where there's one more thing which I want you to think about. The new area of focus, which is environment. And I'm so happy it's happened in this year. I'm so happy, Radhika, you stopped everything and you went for that first. And I'll tell you why. I have a selfish reason for it. I am the national chairman for environment. That's the reason why this is so important. But I can tell you, when we are having our environment programs, there's a lot of traction. People really want to do this environment programs because they understand that the challenges the world are feeling today is because we have fooled around with nature, we have fooled around with our environment. So they all know that they have to work towards it. So you can motivate a lot of projects towards the environment. And here is where CSR funding, corporate funding, and individual funding, big amounts can come for environment because that is something which people are passionate about. And I'm telling you this why? Because we recently had an All India program on the 5th of June, which was World Environment Day, and I found a tremendous amount of traction. Week after next, on 22nd, we are having a program only on tree plantation. And we know that people are going to come for it because that is a program which is very dear to them. Now, here is where Radhika mentioned that, and I'm happy she said that you can't just plant trees. You have to work towards removing degradation of the forest lands which we have had and of the various different farmlands, etc. Whatever degradation has taken place due to which we have landslide and so many other problems, all those have to be looked into, my friends. So what I'm telling you is I'm leaving you with this one challenge, my friends, and I'm very happy that I'm DRFC in a year where I see such wonderful people leading the TRF, and I see our DG Rajendra, who is again a very passionate person towards projects, a person who knows what TRF can do and who has worked greatly with TRF. I'm happy that Balmohan is there. Balmohan is a guy, I know he's been talking to me since so many years for TRF projects. He's a guy who's passionate about TRF. I'm happy that Radhika is there. I'm happy that Chetan is there, Suhas is there, Nirav is there, Rajendra is there, and all of you, Hemendra, yes, he's a guy who is doing so many projects, Sunil Warrior, Sandeep Rawat, all you guys, Deepak, I mean, you guys are really phenomenal. And on top of that, you have our dear friend Kamlesh, who is also going to be looking after foundation in the capacity of leading this group, my friends. Of course, Daya Sagar is a WOW president, so I do remember him. The fact that he has done a number of projects for foundation, and the same thing goes, of course, Manish. Manish is doing such great. Sunil Hirsewala, when he wants to get the foundation work, he will hound me and he'll make sure it's done. Same thing with Ashok Ajmera, who's done a number of projects in foundation. So you have such a fantastic team. KK, I know, is very passionate about foundation. So when you see so many people with that fantastic passion for foundation, with the fantastic passion for doing projects, I think that's half the battle won, my friends. So I'm going to leave you with this dream of making this dream year truly a dream come true for all of us, so that we can go forth and serve the community through the foundation. All the best. I am available 24/7, and I mean it. I've had Manish Gyani call me up late in the night and early morning, DG Sunil calling me up to authorize a project. I'm available for you, my friends. I'm there with you in every step. Whatever help you need, I'm always there. And we should make this really an amazing year as far as foundation work is concerned, as far as projects are concerned. Best of luck to all of you. You're going to need it because it's a tough year, but you're going to do it, my friends. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ajay. Thank you, Ajay, for motivating the team. And Ajay, I want to share in the environment avenue with you, we are committing only a small quantity of 25 lakh rupees.
I know. And you know what? I've already committed on your behalf that I know that whatever Rajendra says, he doubles it. So he's going to do 50 lakhs. And I'll tell you the way for that also. There's a very simple way we have found out, and we'll help you in that also.
It was 12, it has become 25 now.
Okay. Super. That's amazing, because that's the highest commitment for the whole country. And I think that's amazing. That's amazing work that you're doing.
And we are going to launch it on 4th of July.
Super.
4th of July. Thank you. Thank you.
So friends, thank you very much for your participation. And of course, now it's time for your question and answers. And I'll request Balmohan Agarwalji to take up the questions.
Kamlesh, I'll be leaving for an installation. So have a great time and enjoy.
Kamlesh, if you don't mind, if everybody doesn't mind, I need to leave because I need to leave my office. And I have to go towards home, and I've got another meeting to attend also. So please excuse me. If there's any question for me, I'm willing to wait for 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes. Any questions for me? I don't think this group needs questioning because they are already very well informed.
And you have warned us enough now. We are worried now. We started thinking. Next. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So friends, any question you have in mind, you can now ask us. Please raise your hands, or you directly can ask the question.
Anything for me, or can I leave, my friends?
Sir, be with us for some time.
3 minutes, maybe.
Balmohan?
Yeah, sorry, I was mute.
Yeah, hello. I have got a question. You explained various fundings as far as the global grant is concerned, which is a general funding or directed giving funding. What about the corporate funding? Suppose if there is a corporate who funds one of the global grants, how does it work as far as DDF and World Fund is concerned?
Yeah, it's a good question. CSR fund can be utilized in global grants in 2 ways. First, they can send directly to RI, but the minimum size should be 30,000, because otherwise the RI will not comply for the CSR fund. If you want entire compliance, the minimum amount should be $30,000, and that can be used as term gift against a global grant. And if the amount is smaller, your club can also receive that fund from the company, but you have to meet the CSR compliance. So nowadays, the trust which clubs are forming, they can comply with the CSR requirement, because they are registered with the registrar of companies. So they are capable of doing that, but old trust will not be able to issue the CSR certificates and all. So if the minimum size is 30,000, they can send it directly to the RI, and RI will do all the formalities required by the company.
And will there be any DDF and World Fund making anything?
Yeah, there will be. Yeah, there will be 15% DDF against that the club will get, and 80% against the DDF by the RI.
Okay, okay.
Other things will remain same.
Thank you.
Before Ajayji leaves, I wanted to know, of course, tree plantation is one of the thrust areas our district has been doing, and 25 lakh trees is something amazing, and monsoon is the best time to do it. Hopefully the COVID situation eases down and we can all have a wonderful time planting those small trees. Apart from that, have you thought of some other projects, Ajayji?
I didn't get the last.
Are you there, sir?
Yeah. Apart from tree plantation, any other focus areas for environment?
For environment?
Yeah.
Yes, we have got solid waste management, and we have got no to plastics. We have got even a renewable energy program. All that will be coming shortly. We are having workshops for everything. Do attend all the environment programs. They'll be very interesting.
Sure, definitely we'll look forward.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sunil Sirsewala has raised his hand.
Yeah. Sunil, please go ahead.
Sunilji, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah. Ajayji have given a lot of new ideas.
Yeah.
I was just feeling how to convince the president that every day something is changing. You have some tricks. How to convince that the RI changes something, but still they are doing something nice for us.
Yeah. Okay.
Give me some tricks.
It's very pertinent. I'm going to be a little repetitive in this. See, understand one thing. Presidents are going to come to you, members are going to come to you, say, ये रोज क्या हो रहा है, आ रहा है, ये बदली कर रहा है, वो बदली कर रहा है, and due to which हमें दिक्कत आ रही है. बोलो देखिए दिक्कत इसलिए आ रही है because we have not given enough to the APF. Now those figures are available with us. I can show you those figures. I don't have it offhand right now, but the APF amount was what we are giving now from India has come down very substantially. So when the APF amount has come down so much, tell them one thing. Bhai sahab, ek baat samjho aap. What money you give is what money is ultimately. Whatever projects we do, the money is contributed by all of us across the world. And explain to them that earlier on, the countries which were only givers have also become takers this time. So the money shortage is there. We need to fulfill that APF amount so that we work for a better future. Tell them when we had a good future, we had put in so much money due to which we were able to carry on. And still RI is trying its level best. Foundation trustees are trying, not RI, but foundation trustees are trying their level best to ensure that they can keep on doing progress. It shouldn't happen that APF, there's not enough APF and then there's not enough World Fund, so the matching cannot happen. And there are a lot of changes which have taken place even in the law of the land. Let's understand there are changes which have taken place in India itself. FCRA accounts, you know what changes have taken place. CSR, you know what changes have taken place. It's going to be challenging to get CSR also because the government has opened up so many avenues for giving like the PM Care funds. You know, we would have got more funds in CSR, but a lot of people gave there because they were getting more benefits. They were getting 100% exemption there. So these challenges are going to be there, but you can get around it by explaining to them that jo paisa aap de rahe ho, it's going for a good cause. You have to keep on giving so that we have better times ahead in the future.
Regarding global grant, can we ask something like that? Still, bhai, kam ho gaya, lekin we are getting something 25% additional.
Exactly.
Why don't we should go that way? I think that's a business kind of talks has to be done or not?
Sometimes, yes. With certain people, you have no choice but to talk business only.
Yeah, they talk that only.
Yeah, with certain people, yeah. You can appeal to their different senses. You know, it's basically who's sitting in front of you. You have to talk as per what you judge the person as. That is one thing which the team has to be able to do. You can't have one thing for everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, any more question, friends?
We'll need your presentation, Balmohanji, about the working.
Yeah, I'm sharing with you all soon, maybe today or tomorrow.
Okay, I'm leaving, Balmohan. Goodbye,
Thank you very much,
everybody, and all the
sir.
best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
We will be needing you all through the year.
I'm with you
thank
all
for
throughout.
motivating us.
Balmohan, I'm there all throughout.
And sir, we need some international partners too.
Yeah. Okay. Let me tell you about that. Let me give you an example. This is a very good point you brought up. I needed to put touch on that. Let me give you an example. There's one district in India where the current district governor, he got only $10,000 as DDF. Only $10,000. He done nearly $200,000 worth of projects. He has made friends with his co-DGs across the world, and he has been getting DDF from them and doing his projects. That effort has to be made. That effort has to be made.
Sir, one small effort I made today, and I have a commitment of $25,000 as DDF from other districts.
Just look at that. Here's the guy who's your DGF who's doing it. So this is what is to be done. That's another point. I mean, I just forgot about that point, but this point is something which all of you have to remember. Scout around with all your connections for DDF from other places in the world. You'll be surprised that certain times you'll just get DDF. I remember Suhas, your club downtown, when I was the governor, I just happened to talk to my colleague. In fact, my colleague was getting in touch with me from Iceland, and I happened to talk to her, and there was a downtown project which required funding. So she said, how much do you require? So I just said, if you give $10,000, it'll be good. And she said, okay, I'll get back to you. Within 1 hour, she sent a mail, $10,000 given. And that project, that was one of the last projects which I had signed so that that could be done for building toilets in one community. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if you scout around, you will get it. You please be behind the governor also. He may be having a lot of friends. See, this year, even he would have faced one challenge is that he's not had a one-to-one meeting with his co-governors, which we have been very, very fortunate to have. When we go for the International Assembly, we meet people and we make connections. So what needs to be done is that the team has to work and try and connect with the DGs and DRFCs across the world, and we can get DDF from that. Surely we can.
Friends, I would like to share one thing here. I think 2 years back, I called Ajay ji to support us for an international partner for our global grant. So he asked us how much money you want from the foreign partners. तो मैंने डरते बोला सर $20,000. And friends, $20,000 is not a small amount to get from an international partner. We are trying regularly. 20,000 is a big amount. So he said, okay, give me a day or so. And friends, immediately after a day or so, he come back to me and said, Balmohan, your work has been done. The partner is ready. You just send them the details. They will support you with $20,000. I was amazed. कि एक दिन में $20,000 का मुझे international partner, not only partner, and with $20,000 he arranged. So this is the power of our past governors, and especially Ajay ji. He's having many contacts globally. तो सर आपको हम तंग करते रहेंगे पूरे साल इस साल.
आप तंग करिए जरूर, पर आपने मेरे ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा ओनर्स डाल दिया. But it's okay. I'm there.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, friends. Bye bye. Thank you so much. I'm leaving. So sorry about this, but I need to go now. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
I think there is not any more questions, so let's wind it up. Kamlesh, are you there? Okay, friends. Thank you very much for joining us today. I start with Bal sir. He's not there. I think he's already left, but he always ready with the changes happens at district level or RI level, and he shares with us. Today also he shared a lot of changes which happened recently. So thank you very much, Bal sir, for updating us regularly. And also all the speakers today, maybe Suhas, Nina, Radhika, Chetan, and Ajay ji just left. So we are thankful to you all for presenting the presentation on TRF. It will be very useful for all of us. And friends, this is just a beginning. अभी तो काम करना है, अभी बहुत मेहनत करनी है. And let us together work hard and make the dream real, whatever we have planned. And in the end, I would like to thank Kamlesh for taking so much time planning everything for us, for this team. And Kamlesh, we are with you, and together we'll do it. Thank you, Rajendra ji, for making a strong team. And we are happy to be part of this team. और आपके support से, I think this will perform wonderfully well in the coming year. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you once again.
Thank you to Deepak also for the wonderful song.
Yeah. Sorry, Deepak. अभी ये गाना सुना देना sir last में.
नहीं मारेंगे लोग मारेंगे. I have no problem. I think we'll. Thank you. It was wonderfully done.
For always available with us. With everything we want from you, you are just say yes, never said no. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. See you all, friends. Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless.
Yeah.
Bye, Sunil. Everybody. Bye.
Bye.
How are you? PP, take care. Naranji, namaskar.